And we're live.
Hello.
Yes, mate. How's it going?
All good. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad. This has come having the I don't know. This seems to have come around really fast. I think it's because Leicester played in the Europa League last night, and that didn't go too well. So I'm still getting over that. So I'm now there's Prem tonight already. So it's come a bit quick, to be honest with you.
You could do with Leicester coming tonight and playing tonight just to get over that.
Oh, mate, I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want us playing at all at the moment. In fact, obviously, I titled this episode "COVID Chaos" mainly because of the Spurs game.
Beautiful alliteration there.
Exactly. But Leicester have obviously got 7 players out as well. The only thing is that none of them are necessarily first team. Right, not many of them are kind of regular starters. But if I wouldn't mind Leicester game getting postponed at the moment the way we're playing.
Well, yeah, it might do. And you got Spurs next, haven't you? So we'll come on to that. But
yeah, Matt saying hello. Yes, Matt.
Yes, Gay.
Oh, yes, Mr. Gay. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I can't believe there's a game tonight. So we just checked and it's all working again. So it's opened again. But obviously the game week's closed. So let's get into it. Let's get straight into it.
Yeah.
Reflecting, it feels like because of the Champions League and the Europa, it feels like a lot has happened since last week. I can't even.
I know. I can't even think. Let me just 2 secs. Can I go back? Yeah. Here we go.
Paj is tuning in. Yes, Paj. I think Paj had a really strong week, didn't he? If memory serves me right.
I had a really strong week.
You did as well. It was the Son show in the end, wasn't it?
All right, can you see that?
Yeah, let me get it up. Oh. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so 80 for Union. It's funny because I was winning after Saturday, wasn't I? And I thought, as long as Son doesn't do too well, which obviously he did, but I think it was more than just that as well. You ended up kidding me.
I mean, it just Tottenham absolutely sorted me out with Son captain and Davis 2 assists.
So. And on top of that, Reguilon came off injured, which
everything went my way on Sunday. It literally couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is the problem because I've been chipping away at your lead, but then you have a big week like that, and all of that progress, that little bit of progress is sort of it's a big backward step.
Yeah.
But fair play, 80 points is a very strong week. I think it was relatively low scoring on it in general.
His average probably less than 50, probably 40.
I averaged 43. I mean, I got 56, which wasn't even a bad score, but 80 is killing it. Let's see how you got those 80 then.
Right then. So Saturday, I mean, obviously Salah only got an assist, didn't he? So the majority of people had him captain, so I knew I had a bit of a chance. As long as Son at least equaled him.
It's been a few weeks now that Salah hasn't been the top scorer, really, necessarily. But obviously the temptation to captain him is too strong.
And we had a poor start with James because they lost 3-2, didn't they, to West Ham?
Yeah. I suppose everyone's got at least one kind of Chelsea defender. He did get booked though. But that wouldn't have helped a lot of people.
Yeah. So on Saturday, I just had Trent obviously as well, but a lot of people have got him, and Diaz. I don't think I started Livramento, so I think he must have come on for Smith Rowe. No, I did start him because they conceded.
They had a decent risk. I was worried actually. In fact, they conceded in the last second, didn't they? And did you see the circumstances that led to that goal that they conceded?
No, I don't think I did. No.
Because it was crazy. Because in fact, the manager came out. Hasenhüttl came out and blamed. Was it Ben Foster? No, not Ben Foster. Whoever it was in goal for them. Because basically, what happened was the keeper was injured. So he couldn't really move around, but he didn't tell. I don't think he asked to be subbed off, and it was the last minute. It was 97th minute. But Ward-Prowse knew that the keeper was injured, so the other team had a free kick. Because Ward-Prowse was worried about the keeper, he ran back like what you do on FIFA. So he ran back to the line to head it away.
Yeah.
And instead, I think it hit the post or something, and it rebounded. And because it rebounded, he was then playing
everyone on the side.
Playing everyone on the side, and they scored.
Yeah, I
So
remember seeing that now.
we had a
90
clean
plus 8,
sheet.
wasn't it? Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that should have been a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Hard lines. But yeah,
Not
also
like, I mean, it really was just down
Wilson.
to these two. I mean, Wilson got me another goal.
Yeah, it's a nice differential though, because not many people have Wilson. In fact, you've jumped ship early on Antonio. I feel like I've kind of stuck with him a bit too long at this point.
I've still got him. He's just on the bench.
Oh, is it? It's just hard with West Ham because they're still scoring loads of goals. He's just not scoring any of them.
I'm sure that it'll be. Yeah, he got an assist last week. I think they're playing really well still. Yeah, it's just not quite happened for him. But I think he's not a terrible option. I mean, if you watch the first 15 minutes of the City Watford game, they could have been like 5-0 up very quickly, and like Foden was putting them on a plate for Grealish. He missed. Foden missed a sitter himself, so he could have had like 20 odd points, but it wanted to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really was down to these boys.
It's a Bernardo Silva show at the moment, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it really it's hard to keep him out of the team the way it's going, but I haven't yet. All right, yeah. So yeah, it's just that captain choice and Davis, obviously, the two major differentials plus Wilson. It's the fact that those three, not many people have them.
No.
But it leaves you in a bit of trouble now with this Spurs game not happening this weekend.
Yeah, big trouble. I've had to spend a significant amount of points.
I don't really, sorry to cut in, but
yeah.
So yeah, we'll come on to it. But in theory, though, if you had just changed Son, you would have been all right now. Had you already made transfers or something?
Say that again.
Had you already made any transfers?
Oh yeah, so I already. What did I do? Yeah, so on the Sunday or the Monday, I took Gallagher out because I knew he was going to go down in value, and I also took out Wilson, even though I know he's just scored 2 goals for me, and like I said, he's a differential. But I'm still not convinced about Newcastle. I just I thought I've had my luck with him. I got the 2 goals. I need to save some money, so I've taken him out and put Dennis in. And Mount in for Gallagher with the savings. So
I see. So
yeah.
You have to juggle a lot of money around.
And so yeah, I spent -4. I spent -4, and then the Tottenham news obviously hit yesterday. So I've had to. I mean, I could have probably fielded a team without making many more changes, but I've got Watkins. He's got Liverpool, and I had a few injury doubts as well. So I just beefed it out a bit.
We'll come on to it soon probably, but the -12, did it cross your mind about it being the first week of the Cup this week?
So only after I'd done the changes, I see that it was, as you might have seen on Facebook earlier when I promoted the pod, I was like, put a few pointers out there because I knew that we'd be doing this after the deadline, so it not really much helped people. Yeah. And one of the things I said is remember that it's the Cup, because I clearly forgot.
Yeah, well, when you see who you're up against. Well, now, innit? When the game opens, can you see who you're up against?
Yeah, cups over here. We have a cup as well for our league.
No, I haven't set it up yet.
No, but it's done it automatically.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they do this in the second half of the season. I forgot. Second half of the season. This is a new thing. I can't remember. Is it just a normal cup though, or is it like just?
Oh yeah, it is a new thing, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a new thing for this season.
Yeah, I mean, should we take a look at it?
Yeah, Avaganda. I don't. So in that case, we might not really need to set one.
This doesn't start till game week 35.
Right, but it depends how many people are in your league, because I think it's a knockout cup. That's why it is.
Right, I see.
It's a knockout cup. For your league. So obviously, if you're in a massive league, like I'm in like the 606.
606,
yeah. So that one will start really early because it's knockout. But
right,
for because we've already got like 8 teams, it will already be in the last like. Yeah, exactly. Huge trophy.
To be fair, there's a good chance there'll be a double game week then, so it could make it a little bit interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't see my cup fixture. Maybe it'll be after the game today. Or it is definitely today, is it?
This is game week 16, isn't it? Oh no, yeah, it's game week 16 now, isn't it? So it starts this week for sure.
Okay, cool. That'll be interesting to see the fixtures, because
Yeah.
you might get lucky. You never know. Like the first round, you might get someone who's not really
Somebody's
like,
not playing. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I
Although I
mean,
think,
it did cross my mind to use the free hit, but then I thought if Tottenham's next game is postponed, which is looking fairly likely, then I'm just going to be in the same situation anyway. So I just thought, just do it now. I won't need to make any transfers next week because I planned ahead. So
yeah. Pernell's asking if we decided to freeze people joining. I think we did decide that it would be until that a new year would be the cutoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we I'll stop putting in the link in the description after that. But what we did say is that we would create a head-to-head league for the second half of the season as well, so that those who are struggling, Spooner, can have a little go at the head-to-head league, sort of starting from scratch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sure. All right, should we have a little gander at mine last week before we go into it? I won't spend long on it because I mean, I didn't do particularly that well. So yeah, I thought I started well, but yeah, the Salah, I could see I should have gone Mount assist really. Mount, now that he's back in the team, he's doing really well.
Scored a nice goal, didn't
he? Yeah. And hopefully that means that he's gonna have a little I'm pretty confident it'll be in the starting lineup more often now.
Yeah, he started midweek, which I was a little bit worried about because they were played in Russia, didn't they? Zenit.
Yeah.
But the form that he's on, I'm hoping that he's gonna start.
Yeah. Not a good performance from Arsenal, was it? I mean, like Everton struggling for goals without covered in. To be fair, that Demarai Gray strike was class, but
it was
because of the way I had two players that didn't end up playing. I think so. Tomiyasu ended up coming in, and I've already got Ramsdale, so that was a bit of a killer that game.
I mean, they could have beaten us by more, to be fair, because they had those two offside VARs that were like millimeters.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, it was poor, and we missed like two absolute sitters as well. Good game for the neutral, not for me.
But yeah, generally just a bit of a letdown. My team, my midfield and Antonio did all right, but apart from Trent, the whole back five was shocking. Reguilon getting injured. I did see that he tweeted out like, "Don't take me out of your fantasy teams."
Is it?
yeah, but I mean, it's irrelevant now because they're not playing.
No, what a knob.
Yeah. So that was annoying because that was a Spurs clean sheet that was always on the cards, and to come off of an injury, that's dry. But your Davis shout, fair play, because you spotted that. The fact that he was sort of getting forward. Is he taking a few set pieces even or something?
Not sure about set pieces, but he's like always popping up in the box. He's got some sort of stat about like touches in the box. They nearly scored the week before. So whereas Reguilon is probably more likely to get, even though Davis got 2 assists in that game, I think he's probably more likely to get goals going forward because he's just popping up in the box, whereas Reguilon's going to be whipping them. But I'm still not convinced about Spurs. I know they won 3-0. I'm kind of glad they're not playing this week because I was kind of thinking about taking Son out anyway. I know that seems crazy after he just scored 26, but away to Brighton, I thought could see that being a boring sort of 0-0, 1-1.
Yeah,
but
was it really? I mean, he's not in our fantasy. He's not in the pod league for whatever reason, but he brought in Kane, I think, and I think he's captained him, and
he's had an absolute shocker the last few weeks. Like it's like so savage, like injuries galore.
I mean, the Kane shout in many ways made sense with the fixes that they've had and stuff, but he's just still not really producing, is he?
And he plays that like deeper role now, so I don't think he's necessarily the striker he was fantasy wise 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, he's going to end up bloody being like defensive mid the way he's going. That's like Rooney. Matt saying didn't realize Davis was so cheap. Not you, but the Spurs Davis. Would have put him in instead of Reguilon to save money. Poor oversight. Well, I agree in a way, but Davis has never been like, prior to Conte, has never been like a regular starter. And
that was the worry. He wasn't a nailed-on starter, but he'd started like the last 3, so I only had a few injuries, so I sort of risked it a little bit. Paid off.
Also, this kind of, I don't know, when you look at their defense, you think Reguilon's the most attacking, but obviously you spotted something that Davis is getting forward a lot in this system, which if he's left of a back three, normally you'd expect him to be sitting back, but obviously the way that this system works is a bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Not really much else to say for my team. So you brought Mount in, so that's it's a bit of copying, isn't it? Really.
I mean, when you see my team, like I've got like, my team's looking very similar to everyone else's. But
let's have a gans then. We haven't. We'll look at the league last. We'll come on to the league at the end.
No, I'll be starting on let's say points. Right, so we brought in Son's gone, Greenwood's in. Not sure if he's going to start or not.
Greenwood's back.
He's back. He was quality in midweek. I think
good goal. Yeah,
it was a good goal. I don't think I'm not sure that he's going to start this game, but I think it's only a matter of time before he proves that he's got to be starting like most of the games. So yeah, he saved a bit of money from him.
Yeah.
Upgraded Davis, who obviously I've taken out because of the COVID postponement, and got Cancelo. Unfortunately, I've bought him at 6.8, so I'm a bit late to the party there, but that defense is looking pretty solid now.
Yeah. I remember what I got him for.
I think you got him 6.3, 4?
4, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 4. Like I said, Mount in for Gallagher. I just think Palace had just gone off the board a little bit, and like we said, Mount's back in the team and playing well. And Dennis I'd already brought in for Wilson. Bench is still looking decent. Watkins has got some good fixtures coming up. He's just not playing this week. A couple of injury worries, but I've got the bench to sort of cover it, so I'm quite happy with that, even with the -12.
Fair play. I'd say that starting 11 with Dennis as and Watkins. That's I think that's really strong. That must be a bit of your kind of profit coming into play, because that just seemed like a really strong squad. But
I think that is maxed out now. I might have like 0.2 left, but I've tried to if you look at Chelsea, Liverpool, and City's fixtures, they've got back-to-back home fixtures now against teams that are down the bottom. So you've got to have, I think at least 2 from each. My only worry is that it's just getting that risk between, if City come down with COVID, then I'm fucked. But I just think the fixtures they've got, I've just got to go for it.
Yeah, I mean you can't really, if it happens, it happens. You can't really predict these things. But Smith Rowe, I've read earlier, is actually a proper doubt, is it?
Well, I read that first of all, but then about an hour before this, maybe 2 hours now, he did properly train today. So I think he will be involved. It's just whether he starts or not. We'll have to wait and see. But I could have probably been safer, probably play Dennis. But I'm not sure if Smith. I'm just hoping that either Smith Rowe starts basically or doesn't make the squad. He comes on, and that's going to be a bit dry. But I just thought if we're going to beat Southampton, it's going to be probably down to him. So I'm thinking he could maybe do. Brentford are pretty decent at home, so
it's one of those weeks where without actually even planning it, I've ended up with basically all home fixtures as well. Actually, literally all home fixtures except
you've got all home, is it? I've got 9, I think.
I've got a starting 11 of home. And then on the bench, equally, they could play. Him and away to Brighton and stuff, but. Yeah, it's just one of those weeks. I guess it's one of Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, all at home. So that's going to be most people.
I mean, I did have the money if I wanted to. With the Son money, I could have got Ronaldo, but I mean, their fixtures, which have a quick look at them, are insane. Really, look at all those 2s.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't see him blanking in many of those games, but it's just 12.2. I just thought. I thought I can get Ronaldo and then 2 players that aren't going to play, or I get Greenwood and Cancelo. I just thought that value-wise, that was a better shout than Ronaldo.
What is going on with Cavani? Because he played 1 Prem game, 2. But he played
Matt, can you tell us what's going on? Because I ain't got a clue.
Mate, seriously, I don't know, but it's a shame because he would be the one. Like,
100%.
it's on here on the Man United website. Could be available for Norwich on Saturday.
Oh, really?
So
I've just seen that it's come out today.
Another report. Newcastle in talks to sign. Cavani 2.0. Fuck off. Fucking clickbait knobs. Like. It's got that's insane. Anyway, what is he? 8 mil? 8 mil? Like for me, that would be.
Yeah.
And obviously, apparently, this new manager loves pressing. So who better to have than Cavani up front?
And he plays this 4-2-2-2. Wait, let me try.
Don't even get me started on that. 4-2-2-2. I called it the other day. I called it the penis formation because it's like the four, the four of the balls.
Yeah, the cock and balls. Yeah,
and then you've got the shaft going the whole way up the pitch. I just don't. I don't get it, man.
From what I've read of it, because I was quite interested about it in terms of making my picks. So the front two, he has a big man, which is obviously Ronaldo, and pacing behind, which is Rashford or Greenwood. But then the two behind that, it's like 2 10s. So it's Bruno and Sancho. It was last game, but they're expected to track back and help the fullbacks because they get forward a lot. So I would advise at the moment anyway of not going with Sancho or Bruno because they've got defensive responsibilities. I'm hoping that Greenwood will be one of the front two, or like you said, if Cavani comes back, he will be, because Martial's said today that he wants to leave, hasn't he? So he's not going to get another game now.
I saw that. They've still got they've red flagged him for this week, so Cavani anyway. So I don't know. But I think if he is literally back in the next couple of weeks and with those fixtures, I think that's what I think that's one I'm definitely going to keep an eye on. Antonio, to be honest, has been annoying me for a little while. Mm-hmm. Their fixtures are pretty good as well, though, looking at West Ham's.
Yeah.
But Raul and Jimenez.
Yeah, they have got good fixtures. I did toy with Bowen as well. But I thought 2 West Ham, I wasn't too sure about having 2 West Ham.
True. Yeah. Like Bowen is a sneaky one. Jimenez, for me, the Wolves do have very tough fixtures. So I think if Cavani comes back, I find a way of he's 0.9 more expensive than Jimenez. I'd have to save some money elsewhere, but that's one I'm definitely going to consider.
One to watch out for as well with United, a cheap option potentially could be Dalot, because I'm not sure that he's keen on Wan-Bissaka, this new manager. And Dalot's 4.4. He started the last 2, is he, in the league? And the fullbacks get forward and get crosses in, so I didn't risk putting him in because just in case. I'm happy to have a little look at United because I'm still not convinced. They didn't look very good in midweek, even though Greenwood scored a nice goal. And I know they had loads of kids playing, but I need to see more of them before I invest like 2 or 3 players in them.
Yeah. I'll just switch over to mine, but I'll also just get to Matt saying on your back, Martial. I did read that today as well, that Martial said that. I mean,
they're going to let him go as well, so he's definitely going.
United just got way too many wingers and strikers. Like I've been saying that for a while. Like
Newcastle will be all over that, I reckon. But any sort of like big name player that's linked with moving is just going to go to Newcastle.
That's true. Yeah.
Wayne Alden, I've seen them linked with as well.
That seems nuts that you can't seem to get many games at PSG. But I think you're absolutely right. Like they've got all the money in the world, but they're gonna need to find people who are not getting game time and want to actually go to them.
Yeah.
And Matt's saying that Wan-Bissaka's injured. That's true, actually. Did you see that at the end of the Champions League game? He fell into the
hoardings. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it looked like he'd broken his wrist or something.
Oh, really?
I haven't read. But yeah, the way that it was definitely like a wrist injury, and the way that he fell.
Well, if he is out for a bit, you're going to want to get on Dalot next week early doors because he's going to fly up. Like from 4.4, he'll probably go up 0.2. Well, I would be interested to see. I'm waiting as well to see if Telles is going to keep holding his position down, or if Shaw's going to come back, because Shaw's gone right down to 5, I think, or 5.1. And obviously, he was highly selected at the start.
Massively, the most selected.
Yeah, and he got an assist in midweek. But yeah, I don't know if he'll play back-to-back games off the back of an injury. Although I'm not sure I think it was only a head injury, so he might start against Norwich.
Fair play. That Dallo shout is a good shout because Wan-Bissaka, it looks like he's injured, but it doesn't seem like it's anything that serious.
I know Reed's got him.
Yeah. He does get forward a lot as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Let me just zoom in here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is me plotting already for next week. Right. So I should go on points really, innit? Because it's more accurate in terms of what's happening this week. Oh, so it's this week and next week. Next week I've got all home as well.
Yeah, because it's like most of those teams have got back-to-back homes, but then obviously back-to-back aways, or like an away home. You know, it catches up obviously eventually, but the next couple of weeks I'm looking to score some big points.
Yeah. So I made my change early on last week, and I did actually want to get Maddison in, but it was a matter of expense because Maddison's slightly more expensive. Who did I take out? Rafinha because of Leeds' fixtures.
They got bad fixtures, yeah.
Yeah, they got bad fixtures. And Barnes was 0.1 less than him, and Maddison was 0.1 more, and I literally had zero money, so I had to go for Barnes. But I think it's a toss-up between those two anyway. Like,
scored a nice goal the other week, didn't he? Nice finish.
Yeah, man, he's good. He's looking sharp. He's looking sharp.
Did he play midweek or?
Yeah, we played our strongest team. So no avail. But we played.
I saw that your shout Dewsbury Hall scored.
Yeah, he's really good, man. I really do like him as a player. Like an all-round centre mid who like battles, but can also score goals. He's good. He must be dirt cheap on this as well. But I think
he's got to be.
Maybe he's one to keep an eye on the next few weeks because the way he's playing and the way we're playing, I think he's like it's going to be very hard to drop him really at the moment. But yeah, so Barnes, I like that fixture at home to Newcastle. And home to Newcastle, I say that in previous years it's been good. We actually lost to them last season. Funny enough,
they conceded the most goals, I think, other than Watford this season. So we've got to
win that. We've got to win that, man. So. Yeah, so but only the one transfer this week because my only Spurs player was regular. Now, who they playing? Brighton. So, Brighton. So I'd already taken Sanchez out, thankfully. So,
that's good.
Yeah.
So I know there's quite a few teams across all the leagues that I'm in, like the Pod League and the Money League and everything, that have got Spurs players, have got Brighton players, have got injury problems. Players against teams.
With those Spurs fixtures, a lot of people would have been bringing them in this week or last week.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Actually, it might be worth over the next few weeks waiting to do your transfers as late as possible with the COVID stuff going on.
It's a good point because it's definitely becoming an issue again at the moment. And we saw last season how quickly it can affect fixtures. It's kind of mad now that Spurs have already got 2 doubles now in it coming up because they had a game cancelled against Burnley for the snow, and now this one because of COVID. So even though there's no Spurs players this week, this is where, well, I suppose they're not going to be rearranged for a while, are they? Realistically, they're probably going to be played like March, February sort of time.
Yeah, it depends on if they get knocked out of like cups and stuff, I guess. But I think you're going to have
in their Europa League games, so they've got 3 fixtures already that they have to now squeeze into their schedule.
Oh yeah, the Europa League one as well. I forgot about
that. Europa Conference League.
Glad you got that in there.
Yeah,
but you're probably gonna, if you've only made 1 transfer, then you're probably gonna have potentially a 4 or 8 point on average head start on a lot of teams this week because, like I said, there's a lot of major surgery I've seen out there is needed.
Yeah. So I'll take that, and it's a big head start on you in our head-to-head, which it's like it goes like you're 3 ahead and then 2 ahead. So I keep I feel like I need to keep it within 3 max because
and we've got quite a lot of the same players, and obviously you've got the same captain. So it's looking good for you already.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll take that. I will take that. But so apart from that, it's a very similar team to yours, like you said. But nearly all home fixtures. Start with Antonio. The Benteke I've benched. Obviously, didn't start last week, and then Jimenez. So it's a bit of a no-brainer.
Yeah. There's no chance that the Leicester game gets postponed.
Nah, I don't think so. Maz's going to ask them in the comments. They could be next season, to be fair.
That's the aim, mate. That's the aim.
I was watching AFTV. Obviously, I tuned back in.
Yeah, I did the other day for the first time in a while.
They seem like, even though he went on that good little run, like it's already sort of
2 games. It's Arteta out again.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's true. Against when it comes to the crunch, we bottle it. We'll probably win this week because it's at home to Southampton. But yeah, what's the point if you're just going to lose all the games that matter? So,
well, especially with not, like I said, not actually having any European football and stuff, like being
no excuse.
on the, there's no excuse. Exactly, there's no excuse.
We just haven't got a finisher. That's our issue.
Yeah.
Well, we have, but he's just turned into blooming Smallsy.
Yeah, one of my long list of bad strikers this fucking season.
Sorry, just one thing to say while I remember it. We've both got Reece James. He played defensive mid in midweek against Zenit, and he played really well. And there's talk that while Kante's out, he might start playing in that role. So that could be a negative one for us because assist-wise and getting forward, you might not be doing it. So just keep an eye on that.
That is good to know. I mean, that only really leaves Alonso, though, because you're not going to pick Azpilicueta if he's playing. It's a massive difference, isn't it? Having Azpilicueta and Alonso compared to having Chilwell and James.
Yeah. I think he will. I think he'll continue at right back, but you never know. He might move around a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's good. I didn't realise that, so no, that's good. That's a good warning. So fixtures. Before we go on to the league, quick look at the fixtures. So tonight, obviously, Brentford, Watford.
Let me check.
Who was it? Was it Billy I was speaking to? Every time he's benched Dennis, he's like bagged like 9 points or whatever. So he's one of those tough ones because you get him in for the bench. He's super cheap, but he's actually been. He's must be up there for strikers this season.
I think he is. Yeah, I think he's actually might be second.
Really?
Points. Yeah. I'm just looking at the lineups. They've got Dennis, King, and Cucho up front, so they're going for it.
If I went for them, I was thinking about this last week. If I did go for one, I would probably go for King just for the penalty factor.
He's on pens.
He's on pens, and he's more of a differential at this point as well.
Yeah,
and not that much more expensive either because Dennis has gone up so much at this point as well.
True.
So yeah, but like not many people. I mean, there's not going to be many in that game. It's going to be basically Dennis and the odd few Kings, but that'll be about it.
Yeah.
I think Tony's sort of. I think most people have taken him out by now, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, he's injured, isn't he, as well this week?
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, he's out for 2 weeks, a week or 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's the end of the Tony days then. Man City Wolves lunchtime kickoff tomorrow. You've got to fancy Man City pretty strongly in that game, innit? They lost in the Champions League, but they like they were playing a decent side, and they don't like. Obviously, Pep came out last week saying they have like an injury crisis, so that's definitely a bit strong. I always say this, but if Mahrez was starting consistently, I would genuinely think about getting him in because whenever I've seen him play this season, he's been class.
Yeah, it just seems like as soon as Grealish and Foden are fit, they're in.
Mahrez is the European player now. He just plays in the European competition, and that's it. Grealish, though, I was having a discussion the other day with someone. Like, has he been a bit of a flop? Would you say?
He could have scored a hat trick in like 20 minutes last week, and easy chances, and
Well, he scored one that really shitty. Was it like a lucky goal? It just like hit him or something. I don't know. It's just been a bit disappointing. Like 100 mil and one of the best players in the Premier League season.
At Villa, he could beat a man with ease, but it seems at City, because they like their wingers like high and wide. They ping a long ball out to him, and obviously he's got a really good first touch. He just seems to get it and then give it back inside, and then he doesn't really do as much damage.
Yeah, but like because they play against teams who play like 2 deep banks of 4 and defend deep, and so like him just dribbling past people and like a Villa, his strongest strength was getting the ball in pressured situations, often sort of in his own half or like in the middle of the pitch and getting winning fouls or skinning a couple of people. But with Man City, you're never really in that situation.
No.
You get the ball on the wing on the edge of the box, but you've got 4 defenders in front of you.
Yeah, you have to get back.
Completely different. Yeah. But Mahrez, for me personally, and Mahrez is more suited to that because he can
one-on-ones.
He's sick of one-on-ones, and he can get it onto his left foot, and he can score goals from anywhere. Like his left foot's very dangerous. So but like they spent 100 mil on him now, so that's it.
But yeah, obviously, Wolves did contain Liverpool for quite a long period last week. And I was having a little look at the head-to-head Man City and Wolves last night, and Wolves have scored in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 games against City, they've scored.
Nice.
So they're not completely out of it, but City do look good at home. I would expect them to win that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, maybe not the clean sheet potentially, but yeah, I'd expect them to win comfortably. How are you feeling about the Southampton at home game?
I reckon we'll win just because we'll beat anyone that's like in the bottom 8 will beat, and then anyone between like the next 8 up will draw, and then the top 8 will lose. So yeah, we'll probably win.
It's funny because Leicester are kind of the opposite. Not necessarily this season, but in like the last couple of seasons, we've kind of the opposite, where we've been like against the big teams, or we can play on the counter attack, and we normally do quite well. But then against the smaller teams who sit back against us, we do shit. like the amount of home losses we've had against the bottom teams is just ridiculous.
1-0 probably. I'll go 1-0 in that game.
Yeah, Saints they're not a bad side to be fair, but they're not really capable of going toe to toe with the bigger teams, I don't think. Chelsea Leeds, Bamford obviously came back last week and scored in injury time, didn't he?
Yeah, that was nuts. It was rocking, wasn't it? Adam Road. Yeah. But I thought I saw on Twitter that he's a slight injury doubt, but I didn't know if that was just because he's like not match fit or something. Did he start that game or did he come on?
Nah, I think he came on. He came on. But they but they obviously they've got a tough run of fixtures. I think really tough. It might even be like Chelsea, Man City, and
I think it is, yeah.
And Liverpool or something crazy. But yeah, like Chelsea, Lukaku's obviously still been benched, but you'd think surely he'll start this week. Surely.
Werner scored 2 midweek as well, didn't he? So he's one to watch maybe at 8.6, but in the league he hasn't done it, has he?
No, again, Chelsea have a lot of options in that area of the pitch, like when Pulisic is fit, and he seems to really like Hudson-Odoi. So they've got Ziyech as well has come back, and he's been looking good. So it's difficult, but if Lukaku's playing and starting, and Mount is obviously like, in theory, Mount's the most secure to be playing. Out. Even though I missed out on a few weeks, but I think that was more because of injury than anything else.
Yeah.
Liverpool Villa. I mean, Liverpool just smashing everyone, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean that was the first time they only scored 1 in the game for quite a while, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But there was that I put on my post earlier that Jota's. You see the fantasy Twitter account said that Jota's a doubt for the game. They're assessing him, so he might not. He might not even be in the squad.
Could be Origi, wouldn't it?
4.8.
4.8. There was one game last season. Was it the first game of the season or something that I seem to remember where he scored a couple, and it would have been like an amazing shout because it was clear that their strikers were injured. But
yeah, I think it was the start of the season. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. 4.8. That is nuts.
If you need a Dennis alternative, and you've only got 2 Liverpool players, then if Jota is out for a bit, or even if just whack him on the bench, isn't it? he could come on and do something.
Yeah, I suppose it depends if he's a doubt for a bit or or like it's just a tiny little knock and he might even be on the bench or whatever.
Yeah.
Norwich United, I don't I think United obviously they should definitely win that, and like you pointed out, they've got a really good run of fixtures. I wouldn't feel too secure about a clean sheet though, because Norwich at home they do try and get forward and score goals.
Yeah, no, I think United will win, but I don't think it's going to be the caning that a lot of people think it will be. I think maybe like a 2-1, 3-1. Yeah, their defense is they didn't look very good against. I know it's like a reserve team, but still the same tactics. Like young boys should have won that game. Like they wasted so many chances.
100%, 100%. That was a good game to be fair. But the like you'd think it could be a big week for Ronaldo owners. I don't know how many of them are left, but it could be a big one for them.
The other reason I didn't bring him in is because if you're going to put him in, you're going to have to captain him, really, which could be good if you're trying to catch people up. But for me, I'd rather just play safe and stick with Salah.
Yeah.
So 12 points just to maybe 12 mil just to bring in like 4 points, 6 points is, not for me.
Yeah. Burnley, and then Sunday, Burnley, West Ham. No one's really got any Burnley players, I don't think at all.
Greg's got Loughton.
Is it? Yeah. To be fair, defensively, they're still strong as they always are, kind of defensively. Loughton's not a bad shout. But West Ham are scoring a lot of goals.
They're dangerous, aren't they?
Yeah, but their goals are really spread out as well, aren't they? Like Ben Rama's got a few. Like Antonio obviously was scoring loads at the start.
Now Lanzini's getting a couple.
Lanzini, Bowen, obviously Souček still pops up with a couple. So the goals are really spread. But they're really strong, man. That win last week against who was it, Chelsea? Massive result. They are definitely top 4 contenders this season.
I think they've, apart from City, is it, or Liverpool, they've got the most points against last season's top 4.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. It's not like they're like 4th in the league and doing really well, but they've also played like nearly all of the big teams, I think, and won. Like they've beaten like most of the big. So obviously, the team that they're not guaranteed like to get wins against the lower half of the table, especially if teams start sitting back against them, which they might do.
Yeah, it's games like this that they got to win to get top 4, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, but they've put themselves in a really strong position by beating those teams. I mean, including Leicester. Not that I would consider us a top team this season, which comes on to the Newcastle game. So I put Barnes in. I do think that we should win that, but there's always a bit. But we're conceding like on average 2 goals a game or something.
Could be a high scoring one, that.
Yeah, get your over 2.5s on for sure. Like, we're conceding we're already clean sheet in the league as the first game of the season, so that says a lot. Maybe, but that can't last forever. Maybe a lesser defender as a differential could have been a good shout this week. But then again, Newcastle beat us last season, I think 2-0 at home when we were going for top 4 towards the end. And I think we'll
back soon.
Justin back soon, I think. Still not yet, but soon. I think with Newcastle, the thing is they are pretty shit, and they will, they will lose the majority of their games. But Wilson and St. Maximan as the 2 up front are capable. Like they will score goals against like any team because as a counter-attacking team, that's a really good, that's a really like potent strike force.
Yeah, because St. Maximan can carry it, and then he's actually got some end product as well, so he could like set Wilson up, and Wilson's a clinical finisher.
Yeah, exactly, and like sometimes sometimes that can actually be really dangerous. So I wonder whether you might regret taking Wilson out for this one, but we'll see. Like I don't know. And then finishing off with Palace Everton. So you've taken Gallagher out. Did he go down in price after you took him out?
Yeah, he went down 0.1. But I did. Yeah, I'm not regretting it, but he does. He is still a good value because he takes all the corners, pretty dangerous corners as well. And he's just their main man, isn't he? So I think he's still good value if you want to use your money elsewhere. I wouldn't put people off I think they've got okay fixtures. So Everton, at home.
Yeah, like who was it? It was Purnell was having a dig at me for telling people that Gray was sort of done, that Everton were done, and to take Gray out. When obviously, he had a huge game against Arsenal. I think in the week before as well, maybe he scored as well, didn't he? So
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I hold my hands up. Demarai Gray, like, fair play to him. If you're gonna have any Everton player, that's the man, isn't it?
Yeah.
This season, like, like, he's quality. I part of me thinks I wish Leicester kept him, but then part of me thinks, well, every time he got a chance, he never actually did that well. So
yeah, maybe he just wasn't suited to whatever Rodgers' style is.
No. Okay, this has got the points from last week because it's looking at December. So yeah, you and oh, sorry, I was wrong about Paj. He struggled a bit last week, but you really did smash it in terms of the league as well. Like 80 points. The second place was Billy with 65. Sorry.
Where's Dom?
Hang on, have I?
Oh, it's just moved him down because.
Sorry. It's because I was looking at December. Because if not, it doesn't show us the points for last week.
Oh, you can't go back through the weeks now.
No, you can't, unfortunately.
Shit! I had it open, but I closed the tab.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've overtaken Dom.
Yeah, so let's just look at the points, Quiddy. So you got 80, Billy 65. Pernell had a strong week with 60. Beat me in our head-to-head by just 4 points. Greg matching me with 56. Paj 48. Matt 43. Dom 42. So a bit of a low week for Dom. You've that's massive. 38 points on him there.
Yeah, it's because of all the big teams conceding, wasn't it, last week?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Fankham 39, Neil 39, and Spooner 36. So, yeah, like, see, it just shows me and Greg and Pernell was sort of slightly above average, and then sort of the average in the 40s. So, yeah, so just looking at how that leads to the league table. So that Dom sort of lead has evaporated. And, yeah, I mean, you've opened up a big gap now, not just on Dom, but especially on sort of the rest of the league.
Yeah, it's been looking rosy for me this week.
That was huge. That was a huge 80 in the context. But yeah, I've been fighting my way up as well, like up to 5th now.
Yeah, not that far behind Billy.
Yeah, not a million miles behind. He did all right. He had a strong week. But this week will be interesting because it would be a lot of, because of the Spurs game being cancelled, there could be a lot of minus points and players missing.
Yeah.
Matt saying his was part of I forgot you said that minus 12. I personally, I think I've only taken, I don't think I've taken any minus 8s this season. I think it's only ever been minus 4s.
Yeah, I've done 20, it might be more now. Probably, I think I'm 30 transfers this season. Whereas the guy that I'm chasing in the money league's only done 10. So that's 80 points that I've lost on transfers.
Yeah, true. Where does it tell you that?
It's down there.
I've done 19. So
that's pretty conservative, yeah.
It just shows though that actually doing more transfers and taking the minus points isn't necessarily going to affect you in the long run. But then again, the other difference is that obviously you've had quite a big lead, or you've been from the start. So then you feel like you can take more minus points because you've got
I thought it was the week to do it, and also when I do these like big minus 12, like in the past I've done a minus 12, and then because things didn't work out, I've done a minus 12 the next week. But now I'm looking at it like I'll do a minus 12, and I'm looking at the fixtures for like the next 2 or 3 weeks, thinking, right, I don't need to make a transfer next week. I don't need to make one the week after. So those 12 points are spread out over like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Like, I've taken a few minus 4s, but like, I think now, like with the Christmas period and with a lot of this COVID flying around, it could become more like last season where there's going to be a lot more need to do a lot of transfers as well.
Yeah, probably good to have a diverse squad just in case. I mean, I haven't done that myself, but Yeah, if you can get like the talisman for each team in, he plays 90 every week, and for a team on form, then that's probably the way to go.
Yeah, my bloody Benteke shout on the bench, first game. We should almost. It would be hilarious to just recap my list of strikers at some point.
We'll do a compilation at the end of the season. Billy's top 10 worst decisions.
If you flick through my team week in, week out, the striker situation is just being abysmal, like an absolute joke. Like just bringing in people who end up being injured and not playing, bringing in people on the bench. Fucking useless.
He missed a sitter as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he missed a very good chance. Yeah, he missed a very good chance. I was trying to remember if I brought him in for 6.5 or 6.4. I'm not. I can't remember now. But yeah, I was going to have a quick look at transfers in and out, but it's already switched over to this new game week now. So never mind. I think we'll leave it there. But yeah, I'm liking this week for me though, because the minus points and my team generally looking all right.
If your differentials, if like Barnes, Barnes. Wait, is Benteke starting for you?
No, this was next week. Sorry.
Oh right, sorry. You got Barnes. Antonio is sort of a differential at this stage because a lot of people taking him out. So those two, and if Arsenal can do all right, then yeah.
I don't. Luckily, I got Antonio in just about early enough that I'm not losing money on him. At least I don't think. But yeah, the doubling up on the Arsenal defense as well. I'm hoping that if they can get a clean sheet against Southampton, that could be a big differential. And then if Barnes scores a couple, and even if Smith Rowe doesn't end up playing, Benteke at home to Arsenal to Everton isn't necessarily a bad option.
Yeah.
But yeah, and everyone's going to have captain Salah, aren't they? I suppose.
Much. Does it already say? No, will it say this early on the status? If it like how many people have captained him, or does that come a bit later?
I think it comes a bit later. They often tweet it out at some point, but in fact, I'll have a quick look. Yeah,
he's home to Villa. He's got to be, hasn't he?
Most transferred in this game week was Bernardo Silva, $1 million. And then Emmanuel Dennis, like over 900,000. Mason Mount, Ronaldo, and then Jared Bowen.
Fair.
But yeah, no, they haven't put captains yet.
Yeah, I mean, you could go for anyone from like Liverpool, City, or Chelsea this week, couldn't you? Really, but yeah, Salah. Yeah, he's the one. Yeah,
man. Yeah. All right then, cool. Well, let's see how we get on, and I'm also very interested to see how everyone gets on in the cup, the fantasy cup that we think starts this week. You have to be in the top 6 mil to qualify. So Spooner might not be in it, but most of the rest of us should be. Yeah. Just before we go, Ashes, mate, I was very surprised last night this morning when I woke up and saw how England did last night. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, quite a big. That must have been quite a decent run rate. Like you would have thought that they would. Is that not quite a good run rate for a day's work between?
Well, yeah, because I think Australia batted for at least a couple of hours.
Yeah, they did.
I think it was decent, but also, I mean, the main thing is obviously they still need to build. They still need to score.
They're still 58 behind, aren't they? So we're going to need to get. Well, yeah, we're either going to need to slog it out and stay in there as long as possible, or
hopefully is it day 4 already? So day 4. So
no need to go too gung ho.
Yeah, exactly. There is time, but like if they can just build the score and get like level, and then they can start playing more aggressive after that.
Yeah.
Matt says Stokes 100. I don't know, but I think the fact that Root is still in is huge, and then
Butler.
Butler's good. If Stokesy comes in, obviously that's good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that tonight. Hopefully, I've got the energy because I am a bit knackered, but hopefully, I've got the energy to stay up and watch like at least the morning session at least. Yeah.
Who's
But
at the
yeah,
crease? Is Ham? Who's at the crease at the moment? It's
it's Root and
Mallon.
Malin. Yeah, Malin. Both on both on
80
80
odd.
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, come on the boys. Come on the darts. Starts on Wednesday next week. Can't wait. And yeah, good luck with the fantasy this weekend.
Yeah, good luck, lads.